Good morning. Welcome to Walking Through Glass, the podcast, with your host, Dr. Dina C. Brown. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday. It is our Monday motivational day. And why do I love Mondays? Why not? It's another day that I've had the pleasure and the honor to just wake up and be present. So when we actually begin to change the way we think about our days, then guess what happens? That we actually infuse that extra bit of joy that we need. So you know that you are taking a ride with me this morning as I drive in. And boy, do I have a word for you and a aha for myself. You see, this Monday morning was just that, a Monday morning in the true sense, of the word. So on this Monday morning, I got up and I was sharing with someone I care very deeply about some things I'm excited about and some journeys that I'm looking forward to take and some opportunities that I'm just like, when you have that thing in your spirit and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to do this and I'm so excited and you're sharing it with someone. And I don't necessarily ask someone to be as excited as I am, but what I do expect is that person to have a sense of compassion and joy and relevance to my situation, especially if they're emotionally, intimately connected to me, to just read my spirit, my emotions, and be able to pick what I need. So that's why I said that's what my expectations are. And what I found is more and more often I'm disappointed and I'm let down because the people that I would expect or that I need the most to be that for me are absent. They're an absentia. And if I'm sharing something that I'm excited about and some next steps that I'm going to take and how I'm going to move forward with that, the very last thing that I want to hear at that point in time is for you to tell me, well, really? You think you're going to do that? Because it's been X amount of years and you didn't do it before, and what's been stopping you from doing it, and why couldn't you do it when, and they just go on, and you kind of feel like you're almost like punched in the stomach, and you have an emotional just reaction. Like, honestly, at that point in time, I literally had to stop and just breathe. Because I immediately wanted to retaliate. And by retaliate, I'm talking about go ahead and let me throw some mud on your shine. Because you know what? It's almost like people with, throwing rocks and they live in a glass house mentality. And so I kept saying, wow. And although I honor what they've said, and it's not that what they said was so way off base, but at this moment in time, with everything that I've shared and the place that I'm in and the uncertainty and all of the experiences that I'm having, when I come to you and I'm just asking you to choose joy with me in this moment, to be excited with me in this moment, the last thing that I need is for you to steal that joy by punching me in the stomach with what I haven't done and I could have done it before, and why do I think I'm going to do it now when really I never did. I was floored, and I was floored for all of about 3 minutes. Okay. And after those 3 minutes, and I realized that they don't even know how, because this isn't anything new. And then I start to replay different times when we have conversations or different reactions to situations, and then I start thinking about their home life, their family life, the conversations that they tend to have with people, and I realize this is who they are. They don't truly even understand joy or peace for themselves, so why should I expect them to be able to participate with me? And that I realized that these types of relationships are energy zapping, and they can be emotional vampires in a different space, meaning that they're not literally attacking you to drain you, but by their sheer presence and reaction and not meeting any sort of expectations or understandings that you have for the relationship, that in itself is emotionally draining. And as I sat there and I keep saying, part of this new shift in this new season of my life is making some decisions about all the relationships in my life. And in this season is that I am 100% committed to me to choose joy. I'm 100% committed to myself to make sure I surround myself with people. Again, surround myself with people and opportunities that's going to stretch me and grow me. And I definitely am not looking for someone or anyone to actually, validate my neuroses. So I wouldn't want, because then that wouldn't really be a friend, and that wouldn't really be somebody I want in my corner either. I'm not looking for a yes person. So everything that I say is, yes, that's great. And when I call that person to the carpet and say, hey, why when I share with you that you respond like this, and I'm just asking at that point in time for you just to kind of be there and be present and just kind of, love me in that space. And then their immediate reaction to me becomes, you just want me to say yes. You just want me to agree with everything you have. You just want, and I'm like, oh, no, mon frere. That's not what I was saying. I was saying that be able to read people that you care about. And the more I've asked this of him, the more I realize that he's incapable of doing it. And so I had to call myself to the carpet and said, why do you keep going to a well that's already proven itself dry? I'll say that again. Why do you keep going to a well that's already proven itself dry? Because then, who's really at fault? And then you have some decisions to make. Because if I'm saying I need someone that I can talk to and communicate, and who's going to boost me up and pray for me and cheer for me and support me, more than just financially, more than just sexually, but truly, honestly support me and be there, be that ride and fly, then I have to ask myself, what are you still doing here? Because it's clearly obvious on more than one occasion that this person has a shortfall in that particular space. So what is next? So that's now added to everything else that I'm dealing with. And so I've just felt like, this Monday, I made a conscious choice when I got up and read my devotional to choose joy. I got up knowing that I am not going to worry and fret about tomorrow, and that I am not going to let my tomorrow steal my joy in the presence of today. And so I was in that frame, I was in that space. So in this conversation, and it could be the way I was communicating, because when I first shared what was kind of going on in my head, their response was, I don't understand. I don't understand you. And I thought, okay, let me change it and rephrase it again. And I said, maybe I wasn't clear about why I was so happy and why I was so excited about these next steps in my life and all the opportunities. And so I rephrased it again. And then the reaction was still like, and as I sat there and I got angry, I got hurt, I got frustrated, I got disappointed, all in a matter, felt like a lifetime, but it was probably less than a minute. But then I remember what I chose, that I was going to choose joy today, no matter what. And is there some truth to what he was saying to a certain extent? Except he wasn't acknowledging the journey. He wasn't acknowledging that 3 years ago, I wasn't in the same space and place that I am today. he wasn't acknowledging the fact that there's been a transition, there's been a change, there's been a shift that's occurred that I see and that I know in order for me to do something new. He wasn't acknowledging all of the growth that has occurred, and that now I have a different sense of urgency to accomplish some very specific goals. And I realize that it doesn't matter what he has to acknowledge, because it's not what I see, it's what I know. And that as long as I'm on Team Dina, and as long as that, I don't feel like I got to protect my space. Before I was like, okay, I got to protect my space. And that would have been the retaliation, which is why I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But here's the other piece. I am not going to continue to share and pour and be in the moment and expect someone who's obviously incapable at this time and point in their life to experience the joy of my moments with me. And that the emotional vampirism of sucking the life out of my moment is controlled by me. So I'm going to put a little garlic on my feelings and put some tape also around my mouth so I don't respond, because, God's still working with me. And realize that me choosing me is all the fuel I need to truly live in the joy of today. So if you have people in your life, in your circle, who when you go to them with a new idea, you go to them excited about a new experience, you go and you share with them about something wonderful happening in your life, if the very first thing that they do is remind you all of your failures and missed opportunities from before, then you need to reevaluate that relationship. And I don't care who it is, whether it's your mama, brother, sister, lover, cousin, auntie, your business boo, because you don't need people around you who's not going to be down for you. And I mean emotionally just as much as it can be physically, because people say, okay, I'm there for you, I take care of you, I give you money, I do all of these other different types of things, so what else do you want? Well, that's a good question. What else do you want? And all I'm saying to you today on this Motivational Monday, your daily dose of vitamin Dr. D, the pill I want you to swallow today, is that when you choose you, then you set the tone and the expectation for everything else to follow. And someone, a naysayer, can come on board, can pump in their 2 cents, their 5 cents, or give their particular feedback. But do not allow that to derail you from your mission. Do not allow that to steal your joy, to be an emotional or energy vamping vampire, Don't do that. And that you have to take stock. And what I did is had to honor, yeah, you're right. Because here's what he didn't realize. He didn't realize is that I've already beat myself up over all of those things already. I had already felt the pressures of why, this and pressures of that. And that's how I was also able to realize that the transition I had been in initially was all part of a transitional depression. And that I needed to put some different systems and different fuel in my tank to be able to thrive. So, that being said, I realized that I had to take a moment for myself. I did not respond verbally. I responded emotionally. I just had that shut down. And it's going to be a minute because I'm still processing it. And debating on whether or not I want to even make it an attempt to explain my point of reference. So that's what I got to you today. Is choose joy. This Monday, your pill, your daily dose of vitamin Dr. D is really just about choosing you and choosing you in the now. because you know what? You can worry about later. Have a great, amazing Monday. It's a kickstart to an awesome week. And I look forward to seeing you right back here on Walking Through Glass, the podcast, with your host, Dr. Dina C. Brown, tomorrow. Have a great one, people. Bye-bye.